Welcome back to Kampala. It's the Legends Sports Ground as we are for the Rugby Africa Men's Sevens competition. Two lucky teams will be heading off to the World Cup next year as arguably what a lot of people would have thought would have been the two finalists of this tournament. Zambia up against the host nations, Uganda. Arguably, Adrian, Uganda, we've only seen them once where they didn't look their best, and Zambia 2 games not over flattering either.
Well, the level of the opponents between Uganda and Zambia have been quite different. I think Zambia have had a tougher run. Morocco and Tunisia have not been easy competitors. Uganda had Ghana. I think maybe they had some nerves. This is a big game. The results of this game are going to determine who would be on the top of the table. And Uganda then has a tough run with the games at the end of the tournament. But again, you saw Philip Wokarach showing his touch, and Zambia will have to watch out for him on this game.
So Uganda will kick us off. Philip Wokarach with ball in hand. We saw a bit of his class in their first game. I think as a whole they were maybe a little bit disappointing with just being a bit clinical.
Very good kickoff there by Philip Wokarach, hanging kick, giving Uganda the chance to compete with the Zambians, and unfortunately a knock-on happening there, and therefore Zambia have a chance to restart just inside their half.
Well, their little playmaker putting the ball in the scrum, Guy Lipschitz, he's been great on defence and just really controls this Zambian game. And if he has a good game, Zambia's got half a chance here against what's expected to be a very classy Ugandan side.
Indeed, Zambia trying to play themselves out of their half, and this game is a game that Uganda must have targeted, ensuring that they try and get a victory.
Well, I think you guys were talking about Zimbabwe's performance a little bit earlier. They just won against Botswana. There goes Lipschitz, and he's a busier player. He's all over the show. Unfortunately, unforced error, but Guy Lipschitz off the back of a ruck, and the first half chance break for Zambia just going awry.
And a very enterprising play by Lipschitz there. He looks at the break, and there's a gap on the side. Adrian Kasita was able to cover him. Big tackle there, and Zambia not able to pick up that pass, showing you the sort of danger that they can provide once they're given a little bit of space.
Well, Guy Lipschitz, he's busier than a one-hand builder in Kampala.
Oh dear.
Off the back of the scrum.
And that was an unfortunate error by the Ugandan scrum half, Kevin Keremundu. And Zambia has a chance to launch an attack in a very, very positive area of the field.
Israel Kalumba with ball in hand, the captain, and looks like advantage out for Zambia. And there's an unforced error. Yeah, maybe an offsides from Uganda. We were talking about Zimbabwe's sort of lack of energy and lack of go-forward ball, and I think that as a team, as much as a game like this is really tough and it's dangerous where you might end up with the log at the end of the day, is at some stage before you get into day 2 you want to be tested.
Indeed, and I think this is an opportunity where I think Uganda is going to have a big test from Zambia, but a great counteract by the Ugandan team. A chance for them to put Zambia to the sword, because this is the first go forward that they've had all morning. Philip Wokarach tackle there into touch. However, great play by Uganda. Zambia's defense holding strong, and a chance for them to, wow, big fend at the knock-on through the tackle. So the Zambian defense did actually do its job.
I can tell you that was the captain, Israel Kalumba, who came and wiped him out from the side. He's a big, strong unit. And no doubt that there'll be an element of wanting to target Wokorach.
Indeed, I mean, he's the man to watch, and everybody knows his skill set. So for so long as you put him into control, then maybe you control the Uganda team.
Now isolated Zambia, and yeah, it was penalty written all over it. There's going to be the first try. So Zambia caught under pressure. They shipped the ball nice and wide, but they isolated themselves, and Uganda picked up the mistake. Quick early tap, and in for a simple first try of this game.
James Ijongat, a pivot player for the Kampala Old Boys Club in Uganda. Philip Wokorach, quick tap, catching the Zambian defense snapping. Actually stemmed from a mistake during the Zambian attack where the player lost his feet, and the defense didn't react to set themselves as the Ugandan turnover turned into 7 points.
Well, slightly, without sounding biased to Southern African teams, as I know that you're from East Africa.
There's the stumble.
Maybe a little bit against the run of play. It has all been Zambia. But again, Uganda up to the task of realizing that there was an opportunity. Quick tap. The scrum off was there, and simple try.
Indeed, well, against the run of play is right. The whole of the game against Ghana, Uganda actually did not score on an attacking play, and so maybe their game plan is to profit off of the errors of the opposing team, attacking team. And Zambia have been guilty of letting Uganda score when they had really good control of this game.
They're struggling to get out of their first own half is Zambia, but he has an opportunity.
Oh! Big hit.
Israel Kalumba, ball in hand, and he's taking some real contact as the captain. And here they come again with some numbers. It's a good tackle. Great defense from Uganda. They're not letting up, and there's the forced error.
The referee didn't see that. I think Uganda were very lucky there not to be penalized. But that hit in a couple of plays ago was really heavy on Mr. Kalumba. Lawrence Sebuliva not having anything to do. Whoa. Very solid. Well executed tackle there.
Yeah, it was. I think he'll know he was in a rugby match. So Uganda, whose defence has stood up nicely against a couple of attacks from Zambia, now have an opportunity. It's straight down the middle from Wokorach. He offloads, and Lawrence Kaiua will get in for his first try of this game.
Well done to Uganda. Michael Wokorach able to break the defense, and Lawrence Kaiua Sebuliva sauntering through. He's a man with a lot of pace. He plays on the wing in the 15s game and was able to breach the Zambian defense, giving Uganda a 14-point lead close to the end of the first half. And there you see Michael Wokorach sizing his man up, taking a step through, breaking a second tackle, breaking a third tackle, and Lawrence Sebuliva inside ball straight down the gut of the Zambian defense.
The halftime hooter goes, so a chance for a breather. Zambians, I can tell you, are not overly happy with what has happened today. I've noticed a lot of chat. The Ugandans will be a lot happier than what happened in their first game. I think they would have been a little bit worried about their performance, but so far in this second game, much better. And halftime score here, Uganda lead Zambia 14 points to 0.
When you're hot, is this hot? And you're big, this big. When you're deep, is this deep. And you're busy, this busy. When you live in a place of possibility, when you're driving Africa's growth, you never stop moving forward. Standard Bank, moving forward.
Welcome back to Kampala. If you've just joined us, it is Zambia up against Uganda. And the Zambians find themselves trailing the Cranes 14 points to 0 here in Kampala. 2 good tries from the Ugandans, giving them the lead. and Zambia, who've been a little bit indifferent in the tournament from what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Just haven't really found their feet. But these kind of games, like we said in the first half, an opportunity to be tested. And something might just happen that will get you back into that playing way. Unfortunately, the kickoff isn't the right start because it's gone straight out.
Indeed, fundamental error there by Zambia. The kickoff not going, going straight into touch. Dirk, you'll notice that the clouds have started hovering over the Legends rugby ground, and this is the rainy season in East Africa. And if the rains come, that might change the tactics. However, Uganda are showing their good skills and really testing the Zambian defense.
On the front foot and with numbers as well. They're under pressure, Zambia. Great hands from Wakarach, still going. Now a chance to get it nice and wide. Zambia all over the show in defense. And pretty simple in the end. The Ugandan Eric Samuel Kasita will get in for the third try for Uganda.
Brilliant score by the captain, Eric Kasita, there after about 4 phases of play, sending the Zambians left and right. Conversion is good. Uganda has put down 3 tries against Zambia. Zambia looks like after the 3 games, they're starting to breathe heavy. Great long pass. Adrian Kasita also sending it straight to Eric Kasita. Show and go. The Zambian defense was just fatigued. I think not able to take care of their assignments and letting Kasita dot down for the 3rd converted try for the defending champion Rugby Cranes. They're having a good time hosting this tournament right now, and really happy about the sort of results that they will be getting to date. Note, Dirk, that they haven't yet been scored in this tournament. They've gone 36-0, and so far Zambia doesn't look like they're likely to breach the line.
Yeah, they are struggling, Zambia, and they're up against a Ugandan side that will be full of energy. They're the host nation, so they'll have the crowd behind them as well. And the Zambians just a little bit under pressure. You were talking about the rain a little bit earlier. In the sort of southern parts of Africa, we get thunder showers and lots of lightning. Is this sort of like just more rain all day?
Not quite. It's flash rain showers that are able to go, and the sun will come right back. But they could really disrupt the conditions for the handling of the game. But Zambia is piecing together a very good attack right now.
That is a lot better phase of play from the Zambians, but they got a long way to go. You'd feel that they'd need to score quite soon and then get back and kick. There goes the bus. He had a fantastic tournament in Lusaka. And unfortunately, here's the comeback from the Ugandans.
Easy as you like. He stepped the man, looked at the line and said, look, good night, nurse. Philip Wakarach dots down the 4th try for Uganda.
He just makes it look too easy, to be honest. He has every attribute. He has the skill, he has the hands, the pace.
And the size.
And
He's a big boy.
Very happy to go into contact. And I was about to say that when Uganda got this ball wide and it was a one-on-one with Philip Wakarach, there was only going to be one winner, I'm afraid.
Indeed, Philip, very clinical in his sizing up of his opponent and able to dot down for Uganda's 4th try. Good effort by Uganda. They are pulling away quite comfortably against the Zambians after a bit of a difficult start to this game. Good omen for them in terms of trying to defend their title.
Oh, they haven't allowed Zambia any space. You thought maybe in the first couple of minutes, and there's the pressure again put on Zambia on a very good structured defense from Uganda, and straight away it's advantage again.
Indeed, Trevor Squire, number 12, showing that this is the country for old men. He's a man who seems to have a lot of experience, and the Zambians are really asking themselves what do we do next in terms of answering the questions that Uganda is asking of them? Joseph Heredo is now on the side, and Philip Okarach again with a one-on-one opportunity. Well tackled by the Zambian defense. James Ijongat able to recycle to Joseph Heredo. Kevin Kerumundu, and with a man on the wide, Pius Ogina is going to stroll all the way for Uganda's 5th try.
I think Zambia just stretched a bit too far. Their defence was nice in their face when Philip Wokarach had ball in hand, and they were really putting pressure on Uganda. But the patience from the Cranes was inevitable that the gaps were going to open somewhere, and it was just too much for them.
Indeed, Pius Ogina sizing his man up, going inside. Squire unable to make that tackle, and Ogina able to dot down for another 5-pointer, which is duly converted, making it 5 goals for Uganda, making it 35-love against a dogged Zambia side that has had a really tough start to the tournament. Morocco, Tunisia, and Uganda is no easy challenge, and they're coming undone now after winning 2 tight games earlier in the day.
He's a massive unit, is Nigel Chibwe. I think a little bit also in Zambia's defense is they've had 3 games back-to-back.
That is true. They started this tournament playing against Morocco really with a lot of energy, but they again sneaked out of that game at the last minute. Then they played Tunisia and also had a late try to seal the victory. So they did log up good points in the beginning, but they've come undone, having met Uganda, who seem a little bit fresher and showing their class against the Zambians.
I think this game has shown that Uganda have probably now stamped their sort of, not authority yet, but their expectation of where they want this tournament to end. They've been a much better unit. They've been clinical. They haven't allowed Zambia to score any points, and that's important as well, to not only score tries, but to keep a clean sheet. Israel Chilumba, it's a good defensive tackle from him. But again, they stretched very wide, Zambia. There's the wide ball. And just not finding the hands of the winger.
Toba Tonyango there, the coach of Uganda, with a rueful giggle after that pass did not stick. It's the last play of the game, and Uganda was unable to conclude. However, they managed to close out the game 35-0 versus Zambia.
That was the reaction from the coaches, and pretty happy with the outcome of the game. And Uganda will smiles all around, and so they should be, because it's been very clinical from the Cranes in their second game. It means now that Zambia have played 3, won 2, lost 1, and Uganda continue 2 wins from 2 games. In the end, it's a comfortable victory for the Cranes of Uganda, 35-0 over Zambia.
Captain, I suppose there isn't too much pressure as defending champions looking at how you've performed in these first 2 games.
I think in the first game, we a bit shady and, cold feet and all that, but it was the first game, and we came up second game. We knew we were playing against Zambia, and they're trophy contenders, and we had to put our bodies on the line.
Both games have had emphatic victories. What do you attribute that to?
Teamwork, that's all, teamwork. Yeah, we decided to work as a team, and yeah, the output was really good.
So looking at what's left today and tomorrow, what are you hoping to achieve?
We're hoping we can win all the other games today that we have today, then move into tomorrow with a clear slot to play maybe number 1 or number 2 tomorrow in the other group.
Captain, well done and all the best.
Thank you so much.
is this hot. And you're big, this big. When you're deep is this deep. And you're busy, this busy. When you live in a place of possibility, when you're driving Africa's growth, you never stop moving forward. Standard Bank, moving forward.
Welcome back to